Happy minority. The 2022 midterm elections are finally over, and there is now a balance of power in the Senate with a 50 Democrat, 50 Republican deadlock, which will be broken on every critical vote by the Vice President of the United States. The entire nation watched as the Democrat Warnock beat the Republican candidate Walker. We saw many in the Republican side mocking Walker as a bad candidate because he wasn't well spoken or he would make verbal missteps. But guess what? The Democrats had someone just like that in Pennsylvania in the person of John Fetterman, and he still beat the Republican candidate. Why? Because the entire Democratic Party mobilized all of their assets to winning races in 2022. The thing that shocked me about this election is that the Republican Party, as exemplified by the Senate Republicans, seemed to not even care if the Republican Party won control of the Senate. The GOP elites are happy to be in the minority. Let's listen to author and former presidential advisor Kellyanne Conway.
I think people are saying we need a new message. Let me just say something respectfully to the 49 Republican senators. Where were most of you? Why weren't you in Georgia? Few of them were, but they all should have been, gentlemen, because they should have been there in some form, a teletown hall in person, saying the following. I serve in the United States Senate with Raphael Warnock. He's a terrible senator. He doesn't represent Georgia. He's not fit to serve. He votes with Joe Biden. He voted for Inflation Reduction Act. It doesn't do that. He said nothing when they pulled out of Afghanistan. He said nothing that Joe Biden's been to Delaware 174 days and down to the border 0 days. That's what needs to happen. Where were the other senators to say, I want Herschel Walker, not Raphael Warnock, in the Senate with me?
So she has a very good point here. We have 49 Republicans in the Senate right now. Walker deserved the support of every Republican in the Senate. If they couldn't show up in person, then at least they could organize canvassing, get out the voter drive efforts, money, something. And look at the difference with the Democratic Party. They enlisted every single Hollywood celebrity to campaign for Warnock. They had former President Barack Obama holding rallies all over Georgia to get out the vote. Where was former President George W. Bush to campaign for the Republican? Oh, that's right. Walker was a Trump endorsement, and that meant the GOP elites would withhold their support because losing gracefully is more important to Republicans in 2022 than controlling this nation's policies. You have to start wondering, do we really have a two-party political system? Do the Democrats, in fact, represent the entire establishment, and the Republicans are just there for show? I don't have the answers to those questions, but Kellyanne Conway is completely right. The Republican Party failed their voters and failed to make an effort in this election. Thank you.